Hi folks, welcome back to my hoard. So I'm going to try to do this video such that it doesn't get put in the penalty box. Anyway, here we have an old log splitter where the brand name is covered so that I don't get put in the penalty box for showing you the brand name of the log splitter. And it has an engine on it that you cannot determine the make on. So, and what I'm trying to do is bring this back to life. There are three basic steps. First of all, make sure that it is complete physically. There's no reason to get the hydraulics and the engine working if it's broken in half, right? So obviously I have a wedge that does not have any brand name on it, and I have a hydraulic cylinder and controls where I'm not showing a brand name, and I have an engine. I already showed you the oil looked pretty good, so I think it's just a matter of getting the engine running again. And to that end, I took the cover off, and I expected to find mouse droppings in there. I'm not describing what kind of mouse because perhaps that would get me in trouble. And I ended up finding remnants of a snake. Unspecified variety of snake once again. Oh, I'm flashing by an undescribed four-wheeler. I have to be very careful with these things because we do not want to upset our friends. Anyhow, I'm going to scan toward the sky and up around the house as I walk you toward the carburetor to show you what's going on with that, because once again we do not want to show anybody else's stuff. Here is the carburetor to said undescribed made engine, and I don't believe this carburetor is going to come back, and the reason why is the gasoline seems to have done horrible things to the gas line. And if you're able to look into the fuel pipe there, you realize that that brown gummy stuff goes right through the carburetor, so I don't think this thing is coming back. I did turn the fuel off, so the carburetor on the inside, the float is functioning and all that kind of stuff, but once I see that heavy brown material, I really have very little luck bringing the carburetors back. They might run for a little while, but the next time, you know, so you run the machine, you do what you need to do, but the next time you go to use it, you find yourself back in there. Luckily, as I pan toward the sky so as not to show you guys anything that could upset our friends, don't worry, we'll be back down in a second. Luckily, there's a well-known auction site that one could buy carburetors for this engine from. Typically, they cost somewhere around 15 to 25 bucks delivered, and that's in an American currency. So I have the carburetor on there. I'm going to clean the remnants of our buddy the snake out of here. And what I have left for a problem is the gas tank. I think it's more or less gone. And I'm not quite sure what to do about it. It's not leaking, but it's really nasty inside. I mean, the fuel became a rotten egg festival at a frat house. I mean, it's really some nasty fuel. and the tank is pitted and so forth, and you do have that quasi filter assembly that's the spigot where the hose goes into the tank, and that didn't look like it was going to function again. So I'm debating on I think I might go to that well-known auction site again and see what a gas tank will cost me. If not, I could go from the place you guys could guess this engine came from with a $100 coupon that is regularly in local newspapers, and see if I can't get an entire engine for $100 and pull the gas tank off of it. Generally speaking, I hate parting out working engines and so forth, but as you go through them, if you get a gas tank that through that well-known auction site would cost you somewhere around $30 delivered, and a carburetor that will cost you somewhere around $20 delivered, I mean, if you buy the whole engine, quite honestly, with the gas tank and the carburetor, you're halfway there, and you still have the cover. I mean, you got a whole fresh engine. You got a cover, recoil, and everything else. I would like to bring this engine back to life because, quite honestly, I don't think it's got 3 hours on it, and I'd like to run it for the remainder of its life, and hopefully then I could get the parts. Then I could get it, get the engine I theoretically used for parts and put it on here. I don't know how long these engines go, and for perhaps some of you folks that race them or whatever, but a good buddy of mine who many of you subscribe to had a generator of unspecified manufacturer with a very similar engine that he ran wide open without a governor for a period of time, and the engine was able to take that no issue. Then he took the oil out of it and ran it wide open for quite a while before it finally failed. It ended up towing a rod, which was the end of it. So I think these engines, even though they're kind of off-brand and so forth, they seem to take a lot of wear, tear, and usage before they fail. Anyway, folks, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Thank you all for watching and commenting and subscribing. Please remember to keep your feet down, keep your heads up, and get out there and enjoy all your days. Bye now, folks.